Alright, so welcome back to the Yeti X Senna career mode. Now, after last episode's struggles at the season opener, where I was hovering around the P15 area, fighting the likes of Alex Albon and Yuki Tsunoda, today we go to Jeddah. Now, Jeddah has always been one of my favourites. I always do well around here, so I'm hoping we can get back within the top 5, top 7, score some decent points, so we can catch up to Lando and the drivers and just sort of move up the table in general. And of course, maybe get a little P1 in the constructors. Now, just quick before I head into qualifying, I am currently seriously ill, to the point where I can't speak for more than 2 minutes without violently coughing blood. So today's episode might be a little bit more chill than my usual commentary that sounds like I should belong in a certain asylum. Alright, so here we are in the good old Quali. I also forgot to say, adding on to when I was talking about how ill I am, throughout this video you are going to hear a lot of like, and a bit of coughing. So, hopefully that's fine. Let's move on. Alright, so here are the first times. We have Tsunoda, of course, I forgot to show it, but RB and Haas are still the fastest cars on the grid. Not sure how that's happened. We have Tsunoda with the exact same lap time to the 1,000th. Over Checo Perez, of course, he drives for RB in this career mode. Then we have Kevin Magnussen, P3, 2 tenths behind. Lando Norris, P6. Keep in mind, our car is 7th fastest. We are equal with the slowest. That's a very good lap by Lando. And that's why I need to try and beat. So a 26.8 is the goal. I'll quickly say it. These lap times mean nothing. There is a bug in the game where these are the lap times, so just look at Lando, I'll show you after. Here's a 26.8. I'll do my lap, come back in, and that'll be different, right? Let's go. All right, here we go then. First Quali lap attempt thing. Now, I'm not trying to give myself excuses before I've already started, but I am. I've not driven on this game. I've not actually played any sort of racing game in about a week. Well, basically since my last upload, so I have no idea how this is going to go today. Through turn 1 and 2, I have no idea what kind of grip I've got. Although I should be alright after this first lap. This corner's always a bit dodgy, because you can always crash into the wall, but I do no such thing. These next corners should be easy flat, especially this one. Whoa, big oversteer snap. I caught it though. I did catch it like a football when I'm in goal. I'm not too sure. Through the first sector, I am 4 tenths up on Alex Albon, which in real life would be a quality result given how that Williams has actually got some pace this year. However, in my career mode, the Williams is about second slowest. Through sector 2, after the 4 flat-out corners in quotation marks, I am now about the same distance up on Albon. I've actually lost about 20 milliseconds. I've just completely forgot to use overtake during this lap, so I mean, I'm going to have a lot left for these final 2 straights, but, I mean, I would have liked to make it a bit more well-balanced throughout the lap. Final corner, that was really nice. Little bang on the wall, at least I didn't do a Verstappen in 2021. We go across the line, it's going to be a 26.8, so almost equal with Lando, although I am behind by, well, about half a tenth. Honestly, not bad. For my first lap in ages, not using overtake, that's fantastic! When I go out again later, if I can like hook it up, there is at least like 2 or 3 temps in there, so very encouraging. Alright, so remember how Lando Norris had a 1 minute 26.829. His lap time is now 1 minute 26.839. So his lap time has actually gotten worse by 10 milliseconds. Sergio Perez is now fastest, George Russell in second, and Yuki Tsunoda in P3. All the fastest sectors, though, I mean, how's Magnussen done that? I'm not too sure. Looking at my sectors, though, it's not too bad, really. I mean, it's just Sector 2. Sector 1 and 3 are very nice. Sector 2, a bit smelly, so that's where I'm going to try and find the most time. We've got 1 lap left to make everything count and get up the leaderboard, because P11 is a bit crap, even though it is a little bit better than, you know, Bahrain, for example. Okie dokie, skip. Final lap of Quali, and I'm honestly feeling extremely confident for some reason. I don't know why, but I've got a feeling that this is going to be an absolute belter. I'm actually going to remember to use some overtake this time around, so that should guarantee me some lap time before I've even started. Senna into turn 1. braking was okay, a little bit on the late side. However, that's a nice exit. Oh! 2/10 up already, and we are not even through the first sector. And when I said hooking it up, that is what I'm currently doing. I'm going to avoid the massive snap of oversteer through there. Almost kept my car flat throughout the entirety of those corners. And, yeah, when I said I could find some time, I might have been exaggerating. Although the opposite of exaggerating. I am currently 0.6 of a second up. And I'm only a half a lap in. Sector 2 complete now, 0.7 of a second up on myself. Absolutely flying through there, another half a tenth found. And I've still got plenty of ERS left. And this is looking like it's going to be a world-class lap. Don't do a Verstappen 2021. Whatever you do, Fat Crim, just don't. No, I've absolutely smashed it. DRS, ERS on, DRS on. 8.5 temps, 26 dead. P2. Bang! What a lap. You could say I should be disappointed I could get the pole position, but I was a 10th off, and I was a 10th clear of Perez. That is, quite literally, the best I could have ever possibly got from that. Lando Norris P9, given where the car is, it's not awful, it's pretty much... I mean, where our car is, the minimum should be P12, and he's P9, so that's okay. 4 temps down on me, though, isn't great, but to be honest... Max Verstappen wouldn't beat me there if he was in the McLaren. No one would. You know, real-life Ayrton Senna wouldn't. That lap was pure class. And I was just thinking, I probably shouldn't have been screaming like that like I just did, especially after yesterday's Australian Grand Prix with how that ended. Final corner, my voice is going, I can't speak! I can't speak! As Lando crosses the line, and Lando wins the Grand Prix! Yeah! I literally nearly, like, choked to death, so I'll try and keep that on a low down. Looking at the race director, I want to see my sector times, though, and how much I improved, because, like, half a second in Sector 1, 2/10 in Sector 2, 1/10 in Sector 3, but that... How have I found... I know that my Sector 1 might have been a bit smelly, but half a second in Sector 1 is egregious. P2 for the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. I said before I even arrived here, I love Saudi. I love driving around here. It's one of my favourites. I always do well. There's a prime example. Let's go win this race. Or at least get on the podium. Let's have it. Alright then. It is time for Grand Prix Sunday for the Formula 1 STC Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2027? Yeah, because it's the 4th season, 2027. Currently overcast, dry. I don't think I've ever had a wet race here, so that isn't going to change. It's going to be dry throughout. We have 18-something laps around here to try and go for the win, but I want to at least get within the top 5. I feel like that's a very reasonable target. Well, there's a strategy for today. I wasn't actually expecting it, but we are going to be on the soft tyres for the first stint. I do like it, though. The tyre wear actually doesn't look too bad, and the lap times, they don't degrade by too much, so, yeah, go for the undercut, soft tyres, and hopefully that will cook, and it doesn't end up like Ferrari's strategy at the Australian Grand Prix. You know, when they left the Ferraris out 2 laps longer than anyone else on slicks, when it was absolutely pissing it down. That was pretty good. But anyway, let us begin the second Grand Prix of the season. And here we go. Let's have it. I'm going to get this posh bastard into turn 1. And my car is stalled. Come on, get up to speed quickly. I'm going to lose a lot of places, but let's try and minimize the damage. Oh, you stupid idiot. I did the thing where I put way too little RPM in the car, and it actually stalls it out. So, well, I said I wanted to finish within the top 5 at least. I am now P5 from P2. Fantastic. Of course, by all means, this is not over on this first lap. I mean, we have a lot of aggressive drivers, I guess is a good term, ahead of me. I'm trying to send one round the outside of Checo. It'd be in my best interest not to crash into him because he is my favourite driver. Down the inside of the scary corner. I've hit the wall, but I'm all right. I've lived. and I got past Sergio Perez, so somehow that has just worked perfectly in my favour. Car is feeling very, very slippy, and I'm not a fan of it. Checo Perez, what is that straight line speed, my guy? Where's that come from, then? Oh, I'm not happy about that. Around the final corner to finish lap 1. One of the worst lap 1s of my career. I lost 3 places off the start line, crashed into Perez, almost crashed myself 3 times, and yet I'm still P4. Pierre Gasly has no overtake left. There might have been an opportunity into turn 1 if I didn't have the reactions of my dead nan. Oh, we have a yellow flag somewhere. It's already kicking off. It is going to be way further back at the grid, though, so it shouldn't affect any of us up front. One thing I've actually noticed recently, and by recently I mean the sort of last 20 episodes, there has not been, like, a safety car or a red flag anywhere near as often as there should be. Well, speak of the devil, there you go, jinxed it. I mean, it's a VSC, so it's not a full-on one, but... Oh, I've crashed into Gasly, sorry. But yeah, I was about to say, Joe Guan Yu's car is currently parked in the middle of the track, so there should be something, and a VSC is what they've gone with. Now, honestly, a VSC is probably the best right now because, I mean, I'd like to stay aggressive, try and overtake Gasly and Leclerc as the safety car is now ending, and it allows me to charge my ERS up. So that's gone really well, actually. And we're back to racing. Here we go. I've actually had a really nice exit. When the safety car goes in, usually I speed and I get a 10-second penalty, but that actually hasn't happened. Full tank of overtake. Car is so squirrely right now. It feels like I am driving a kite. I don't know. Right, as you can see, I am very close to the front 3. I think. Checo, can you just relax? Thanks, mate. I am going to absolutely send it into turn 1. We have Leclerc and Russell having a bit of a good old scrapping. That could help me. Come on, then. I've got 80% overtake. I'm dumping it. Oh, I'm giving it everything. Come on, then. What kind of straight line speed have I got? Gasly, retire. You're done, blood. Into turn 1. Come on. Oh, hang on. There's a little chance on Leclerc, maybe. Let's just focus on getting past Gasly first, and then we can work on the other 2. That job is now done. Back up into the podium places. My car, all as squirrely as it is and very scary to drive. I wouldn't say bad. It's not bad by any means. It's just scary and distrustful, but it's bloody lively. Oh, hang on, where's this coming from? Tasty experimental overtake on Posh Spice. I'm not sure how I nearly managed that. That was interesting. Honestly, I'm just going to try the exact same thing again. I'm just going to save my overtake and then just dump it down the main straight and try and get past Charlie, and then the lap after get past Russell. Or maybe get, the both of them now. Let's see. Around the final corner, Gasly's trying to ruin everything, as per. Now, which one of you two's got DRS? It's going to be George Russell, so I'm going to slipstream Charlie, get all the extra pace I can. Russell's got to the defensive. Oh, surely I get the double for the lead. Go on, my son. Oh, that is world class from me. Get in there. P3, P1, turn 1. George Russell decided to be a bit of a clot and, you know, try and defend the guy that doesn't have DRS and a major slipstream. So that's just a skill issue, but I will absolutely take it as, you know, what a story so far. Lap number 5, I have gone from P1 to P5 to P4 to P3 to P1. Fascinating. Right, one thing I didn't really consider is I might be back in P1, but everyone behind me is going to be absolutely rapid. And I am still not quite sure how I'm going to stop them as I hit the wall on the exit. I'm going to up my brake bias a bit. I'm feeling a bit unconfident on the braking areas. Charlie's decided to turn into a rocket ship going max 7. Oh, I'm not going to get double overtaken, am I? We go 3 wide into turn 1. Russell's giving it some on Charlie. I'm going up the inside of Posh Spice, Crumpet Lunger, 6'4" man, and I've lost 2 places. So last lap I went from P3 to P1, now I've gone from P1 to P3. Brilliant. Honestly though, I don't really mind being in P3 right now, or even P2, just because I need that DRS to survive right now, so as long as I've got that, I should still have a very, very, very high chance of winning this race. Russell's made an excellent move on Charlie round the outside of the final corner. Honestly, might not be great for him though, because now he's not got DRS. Is there a distant chance of an overtake for me? go. Russell defends really well. What an absolute twit. Bro, I didn't even realise, but it is actually my time to stop. So we're going to head into the pits. Almost rear-ending Charlie. Sorry about that, mate. And, well, it's a little bit annoying that Charlie comes in, as it doesn't allow me to, like, try and undercut him. But we are both going to have the opportunity of undercutting George Russell as I get left in the pits for 45 minutes for no real reason. I think it was actually a slow stop. I thought they were waiting for a car to go by. I think I might have actually just had a slow stop, which is frustrating because if I had a normal stop, I would have come out ahead of Charlie, which would have been absolutely massive for my evening. But honestly, it's fine. I get the DRS still, get a little tow. We can both overtake Russell and have a nice race. Right, one of the Mercedes is pitted, but I can't tell which one it is. I think it's going to be Hamilton. It is Hamilton. So Russell opts to stay out another lap. Who's this next to us? It's going to be Checo Perez overcutting me and Charlie. And I'll tell you what, I was sort of slacking behind Charlie, just building up my overtake. Protect, you saw nothing. As I was saying, I was sort of slacking behind Leclerc, building up my overtake. I could have very easily overtaken him. Maybe I should have, because now I've actually lost a place to Checo, and I'm probably going to lose a place to Russell. Well, not lose a place to Russell, he was already ahead of me, but you know what I mean, I will stay ahead. So, I'm going full out attack. I'm overtaking this monogasque bastard, and I'm going to go win this race. Nice one. Right, so, Charlie should go for a move on Checo Perez. There he goes with the DRS around the outside. Now, what I'm going to do is also go around the outside. I'm going to switch back to the inside, get the better exit. There you go. All's working out so far. DRS and ERS enabled. Round the outside of Charlie and Checo. Russell pits, late break, turn 1, back into the lead. Plan executed like a perfectionist. Now, I need to basically put in the lap of my life to try and get away from Charlie and just, you know, not be under pressure for like a lap. But unfortunately, my lap was actually really nice, but because the drag reduction system exists, Charlie is most likely going to overtake me here. My goodness, I hate DRS. They should just get rid of it. Sack it off, because, I mean, what do I can't defend. Because, I mean, I set the fastest lap and I lose the lead. Because this prick just gets a free extra 20 miles an hour. Hello, Charlie. I'm right up your ass now, ain't I? I'm going to use your own weapon against you. Drag reduction system open. I don't even need to use much overtake. Send it round the outside. Brake a little bit earlier. So I get the DRS down the main straight. I believe Leclerc and Verstappen were doing that back in 2022. Almost crashed because of it. Now I can blissfully sail by into turn 1, back in the lead as Leclerc actually spears off the track. What a knobhead. Well, I'm not sure how I've done it, but I've actually managed to break the 1 second gap to Perez. So now I might just be able to start pulling away, especially if Leclerc can go for some overtakes on Perez, but it seems like that's not going to happen for now. Honestly, all I can do is just drive fast and hope that Perez doesn't get back within a second. That's about it for right now. Right, 3 laps remain in this race, and I have been driving at such an extremely top level. Sergio Perez is absolutely flying along, and yet I have just about managed to keep him above that 1 second gap. You can see Leclerc, I have gained about nearly 2 seconds since he went off in a few laps. Yeah, see, that's been happening a lot. That is where the potential bottle job comes into play. That has happened where I go on the exit of a corner and the car suddenly stops. I need to make sure that's at an absolute minimum. But yeah, some of these laps I've been putting in have been absolutely outrageous. Penultimate lap of the race. Car has been so bad isn't the right word to describe this car today, because it's been the opposite of bad, really, because I'm most likely about to win this race. So it's not been bad, it's just been so scary to drive because, I mean, like here, last lap, at any point, this car is just going to snap on you, and it's just, can you react in time? And if you can do that, which I have done today, this is the result. I said at the start of the video, after sort of like the miserable struggles of Bahrain, where the car was similarly undrivable but also slow, it just wasn't fun. And I said, I want to come to Saudi, and I want to pop off, get back within the points, top 5, top 3, whatever. Managed to qualify P2 after one of the best laps I've ever done. Maybe not to that extent, but it was still a really, really nice lap. And then, well, after getting P5 at the first corner, would I expect that I'd be currently sat here most likely about to win? Probably not, but here we are. And here we are then, final lap of the Grand Prix. Sergio Perez 1.5 seconds behind. I should be in the all clear. As long as I can just put a very average lap together. I don't need the fastest lap. I doubt anyone can beat mine, especially on the final lap. I just need to, you know, just not crash, basically. That's all it comes down to. Maybe being horrifically ill is actually improving my skills. I'm on my, like, flu game type shit, because, yeah, I have driven at an expert level today. Like, really, really good, and I'm very happy with myself. You know, it's been great. Here we are, making my way through. Not really hitting the walls anymore either, which is nice. And Perez still 1 point something seconds behind, so he's not going to have any DRS. Leclerc 4.5 seconds behind, so I've completely diffed him since he went off into the final sector. It's just world class, really. I wanted to catch back up in the drivers and maybe take over whoever's leading in the constructors, or at least just get up there, especially with my teammate completely diffing me in that first race. Well, what a turnaround this is. I have come out of nowhere and won the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Get in there. What a time to be alive, eh? That was unbelievably fun. I mean, it's interesting because last episode I was constantly complaining about how bad the car was, and now I've sort of come to the conclusion that a car can be bad to drive, but if it's fast, I don't care. The car today was arguably harder to drive than last episode. I mean, you saw it on a couple occasions. Every single corner, there was about a 25% chance it would just spear off on you out of nowhere. And yet, because it was fast, I actually really enjoyed myself. In fact, the fact the car was that much on the edge was more fun because you were sort of drifting around corners and being quick. That was just fantastic. What is the final results of the race? Ayrton Senna. Me, Fat Crim, takes the win. Fastest lap as well. A full, sweet 26 pointage. Checo Perez finishes second. There's his helmet over there. That's really cool. And a little Charlie P3. The George Russell fall-off definitely has to be studied. He was leading the race for the most part. Got pole position. Somehow finished P4. Lando Norris as well. Finished race started. 4 points isn't a lot, but I can't really complain. Although he did get outplaced by, well, Hulkenberg, who started, well, almost got past him, yet he was way lower, and Ocon, who was 2 places behind him and yet finished ahead of him. And also, look how close it is between P5 and P12. The gap to the leader, me, from Carlos Sainz was 8 seconds, 8.1, 8.2, 8.5, 8.8, 8.8, 9.1, 9.1, 9.5. I want to wrap this up quite quickly, but I just want to have a look at that, because that must be utterly outrageous on that final lap. Let's have a look. I don't know if it's going to be able to show it, but oh my goodness. Absolute motherload of Formula 1 cars. So here is Carlos Sainz. He goes with a drag race with Magnussen across the line. So he takes P5 now. Magnussen takes P6 now. Ocon, then like a millisecond later, Lando Norris had a drag race with Hulkenberg over the line. Gasly and Tsunoda pretty much equal over the line. Look at that gap. That is out-bloody-rageous. And even Hamilton right there as well. Cool, what a race. I kind of wish I was involved in that. The standings, though. After round 2, I am now up into P4. Of course, I was pointless in the opening round, and now I find myself P4, 16 points ahead of Lando. What a time to be alive. In the Constructors, we are now up to P4 after being like P7 after round 1. 2 points off Ferrari and Mercedes, and 23 points off RB. Honestly, considering Haas have the second fastest car, the fact they've only got 20 points through 2 rounds is shocking. Well, that's going to be all from me today for another fantastic, splendid, spectacular, majestic, amazing episode of the Senna Career Mode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, all the usual bollocks, and I will see you lot soon for potentially 2 new series that should be fun. One of them, not really a new series, more of a return. See you then, in a bit.